Hello, thanks for joining us today. Today, I'm joined by my guest, Mr. Carl Booth from All Services for You, and his colleague, Mr. Richard Westall, and he's from Smart Choice Security. How you doing, fellas?
Doing good,
Very
David.
well.
How are you, David?
Well,
Good,
look,
thanks.
we're going to date this by saying that we're filming this midway through June, and the heat is unbearable. So we've all had to switch our fans off for this recording. So
Correct.
Okay.
this is how much we've given up for you guys today. It's fantastic. Always a real pleasure to talk to you both. Carl, we're gonna start with you if you don't mind. All Services for You, very much operating in that sector that seems to be a bugbear for a lot of agents or for anybody dealing with property management, in terms of finding reliable tradespeople, but also managing out of hours emergencies can be a nightmare. Just tell us a little bit about how you guys have been helping, because I was absolutely staggered. You're raising a serious amount of work orders every day, aren't you, on behalf of the agents that you're working for?
Yeah, I have to say that, David. As a business, we do operate 24/7, as you said. We actually have our own in-house call center, which manages inbound calls, inbound emails, WhatsApp messages from our clients who are looking for emergency work or even planned maintenance as well. I mean, on the average, we're probably booking anything between 200 to 300 jobs on a daily basis, due to the fact that we are so busy, especially coming to the summertime now as well. We are inundated with clients, and the great thing is that our clients love the way how we operate, because that we have a 24/7 service that we do cover all over London and around the M25 corridor. And the most important thing is that we're a one-stop shop. We cater for all types of services, may it be locksmith, plumbing, gas, electrical, heating, fire alarm testing, fitting fire doors, even down to the handyman side of the business. We've actually taken off this year as well, very, very well. So overall, we are here, open all the time, always looking for exciting businesses who wish to use our services going forward. Yeah.
And yeah, these are some of the things that businesses sometimes make the mistake of thinking, well, I can't trust anybody else with this sort of work. I can't give it out. But you guys really sort of give them a bit of control. It's hard to give up that control to somebody else, but you're giving them a direct dial, dedicated number for them.
Yeah.
And most importantly, you can give them reporting access as well on the jobs that you're raising.
Yeah, that's right. I think I spoke to one client. She was really impressed the fact that she can see all the jobs in real time on our system. And one of her issues was that whenever a job was completed, it took so long just to get a basic service report back from their contractors. With us, we invoice our clients with their service reports there on the same day, with images showing everything what's happened.
When it comes to sort of trusting other people with our repairs, estate agents, but we are sometimes reticent to give it up because we don't have access to everything that they're doing. We don't know precisely what they're doing. With you guys, there is a real difference, because there is that sort of personalized. You've got a dedicated number there that the agent gets, but more importantly, you've also got access to your online reporting, so that we can see that. So tell us how your agents are experiencing that.
Oh, they love it. The fact that we communicate them straight away with all the jobs that we complete for them, the fact that they get to see the jobs in real time, and the fact that we actually keep them updated via email or any jobs, and also going back to them for uplifts. At least they understand that, you know, we're not just going along just to complete a job and not letting them know what's going on, especially if there's a scenario where we actually do have to go back or have to complete the work, but more than actually require for us to authorize to pay for. They're more than happy for us to just go and get the job complete, because they've got the peace of mind knowing that we're going to do the job. Because of the way we are as a business and the way that we structure our way we work, they love the fact that we are very, very transparent and we communicate very well.
And the best thing about all of this is that you're not asking to marry anybody on a long-term commitment. You're literally saying, look, there is nothing to lose here. You can try our services, you can register today for free, and
That's
you can
correct.
use us as and when you need to use us.
Yeah,
We can
100%.
be that emergency call out for you.
Yeah, I mean, probably the best way I can probably put it is let us be your secret partner. You know, that silent partner in the background looking after all those headaches, while any of our clients can now focus on the other side of the business, getting more tenants in, getting more landlords in, or going out there, getting more, acquiring more companies to work with them, so we can help them with their facility management. So, yeah, it's all about just use our service when the need is required. We don't tie you to a long-term contract. There's no monthly fee. We don't even charge you for a call out fee. All we do here is that any work that we do for our clients, they get charged for labor, and the passports are included.
Talking of headaches, I mean, you've solved a major one already, but Richard, the other headache is keys and access. And it's very often the very first thing that we need to do as agents when we receive a property back from somebody, or it's a landlord is maybe giving us a new instruction. We always need to try and make sure that the property is secure. Now, when you give out keys to somebody, they may return the keys at the end of it, but you have no idea how many sets of keys they've had cut in the meantime. And strictly speaking, if you wanted to make sure every tenant feels really secure in their home, you cut them a new set of keys every time, but that equals a lot of money. Thankfully, there's a smarter way of doing it, right?
Yeah, so here at Smart Choice Security, as you just mentioned, one of our main specialities is smart locks. We've seen a massive increase in the last few years on the trust that is put into smart locks. I think when they were first launched, they were unreliable, they were very expensive, and installation-wise, not a lot of people could install them. But over the years, smart locks have become cheaper, easier to install, and they are super reliable. So, as you rightly said, you just take away the need for the use of keys, so you can streamline all your entry processes, giving your tenants 4-digit PIN codes, or if they're long-term tenants, you can register their fingerprint on the lock, and all of these services that you can control either via our remote lock software, which we are dealers for, that you can have a dashboard, or you can, if you've only got a couple of properties or a couple of locks, you can manage this with a free lock, with a free app. Yes.
So, I mean, it's fantastic. It does require some upfront investment getting it installed initially. However, over the life of the tenancy, and particularly if anybody is, and I know a lot of agents are and a lot of landlords are, but if anybody watching this is in the sort of short-term let space, and with things like Airbnb, where we have sort of guests coming and going, and we want to maybe change those codes and make sure that we've got, you can do that remotely. You can sit on the other end of the country and sort of get that done.
Correct. So for the short list industry in particular, the remote lock software, what it does, it integrates with your existing channel manager. So if a client books on Airbnb or Booking.com, they will automatically receive a 4-digit PIN code for that door, and you're just sat at home doing nothing. So that's all streamlined and it's done automatically. So yeah, it's super, super reliable.
And you are the one-stop shop again for anything to do with sort of security, entry, access. You've got, and I believe are you in the sort of top 3 of e-commerce websites for the security product range?
Yeah. Well, thank you for that. I think we are more or less there. If you type in smart home security, we're normally up on the top of the list. So we do try our best to be up there. But yeah, I mean, we're doing it very successful. And the beauty of us is not that we're not just an e-commerce website selling smart locks. You buy it, and I said we utilize all services for you and the locksmith side of things to install those locks for us. So we are basically that one-stop shop for the short let industry. If they're property managers or landlords, then we do offer as well a tiered pricing model where you can lease the locks, because I understand that a lot of people have got hundreds of properties and you can't really afford, say, an average of £400 per lock. with the install. So we do offer those options for larger enterprises.
That's really a sort of a neat way of being able to make it affordable and accessible to people, because it is the future. I very much doubt if we're all going to be carrying around jangling bits of metal in our pockets in sort of 10 years time. I think we'll all have some form of smart lock, won't we?
Correct. I mean, you used to have a wallet, and now I still do, because I'm 45 tomorrow. But the younger generation, they don't have wallets anymore. If you own a Tesla, then you don't need a wallet. You don't need car keys, because it's all on your phone.
Yeah.
So it's the same to access your property. You know, you can have your fingerprint, a PIN code, or your phone, or fobs. It just depends. It's up to the user at the end of the day. Yeah.
I would encourage any agent to sort of work out what they're spending on cutting keys every single year, or changing locks physically, sort of just changing those barrels very often. I mean, it's a call out every time, and the you know, that £400 investment in a lock, you'll very quickly cover that, won't you?
Correct. I mean, there is a study out there that's readily available on the internet that says that there's a saving of around about 93% of operational costs as to having keys, as to having a smart lock. You know, I mean, if the worst case scenario, the smart lock does fail, there's always a little backup key that you can use to gain access. But I mean, it hardly ever happens. We don't have any smart locks failing, unless it's user error. I'm sorry to say, but yeah.
And it's a nice way of also sort of monitoring or being able to control the access between. So for argument's sake, this doesn't need to be a residential sort of scenario. If you've got an office and you've got lots of people coming and going very often, if you've got a member of staff that leaves, you might not necessarily want them to have had a set of keys, or you might want to change access codes again. It's a really quick and easy way of doing it.
Correct. So yeah, so you can just delete that office member within seconds, and they won't be able to access any locks from the property. If it's if you have an office space that you rent out for meetings, people like to turn up early and leave late. The leave late we can't help, but if they turn up early, then they don't have access to that meeting room because they haven't paid for extra time. Yeah. So that's another way as well of.
And when you come in too late, your wife can also change the code on the front door, and you don't get in anymore, right?
Absolutely, yeah. But you still have to tiptoe in through the house.
Literally.
Carl, this is fantastic, and just to sort of touch on, because these are the core services, aren't they, that agents need to access pretty much every day. So it'll be something to do with, you know, locks and access. It'll be plumbing, it'll be gas, it could be electric, but these are the sort of main core services. What's the coverage like in terms of, we know it's 24/7.
Yeah.
Is it nationwide?
It's, well, the locksmith side is a nationwide coverage. Our plumbing and gas and electrical is limited to the major towns like Manchester, Birmingham, Leeds, Liverpool. Also, we have full coverage in London and the M25 corridor as well, going out towards Reading, heading up towards Stevenage, heading down towards like Gatwick area, and then over towards the Dartford side as well. So the coverage is very good. I think with our services, because we use state-of-the-art technology to track and monitor all our staff, we know roughly where all our teams are at any given time. So we do try to be very honest with our clients. So if we can't get to somewhere in a scheduled time, we say, look, we can't get there within the 4 hours, or which has happened a number of times, we would be there in 2 hours, we've got there in an hour. So it kind of swings around an hour roundabout. The whole key for us, and the main focus for us, is that we want all our clients to feel that they can talk to us and reach out to us and ask any questions and get an honest response from our team in regards to any jobs booked for them as well. So we always want to keep them updated. We actually have our own service area map, which goes out to all our clients to have a full insight to all the services that we do offer in all the areas. We have a very concise price list that shows them all the pricing. So there's no hidden extras, no hidden costs in there at all. And most importantly, the services that we do provide. And as a business, we are always evolving. We're always introducing new services. I think the last time I spoke to you, our handyman side of the business was very, very minute. Now that's actually growing, and now with Richard on board as well, now what we're starting to see now, we are starting to see clients who are now looking to get these type of smart locks fit into the doorway. We are working with a few companies out there, we can't disclose who they are, who now use us as one of their go-to companies for all their smart lock fitting, which is a great win for us because it shows that we are very versatile in the services that we do offer.
I think it's absolutely superb. Anybody that's ever worked in an estate agency knows that there is a room or a cupboard somewhere that it's absolutely lined wall to wall with keys, and it's a nightmare to sort of keep a track of it. It's also a nightmare to work out what's the old keys, what's the new keys. Did anybody cut new keys? Did a tenant bring in a set where they changed a lot? And you would do away with you'll get that physical space back, and you'll be able to monitor who checks in and out the keys a lot more easily, because you'll have that active user list there. So I can see the physical space saving, the time saving, but also just the money that you'll save over the years with that. It could be absolutely superb.
Right.
It definitely does save time as well. In regards to all the other services which we've already touched base with, it's all about just because we like to do, when anybody does join our business as one of their contractors, we like to have like an onboarding session. Depends on the type of industry, what it is. It could involve myself and Charlotte, who heads up the administration side, or if it's a company which has short-term letting, I always invite Richard along as well, so he gets to meet the client. You know, it's just like to gain an understanding how they like to operate, and also gives them opportunity to see how we operate, because again, it's very important that we have a good start to the beginning, because we know sometimes there will be the little bumps in the road, but it's all about just having that communication, having that set down foundation of how we like to work and how we like to work with each other. And that's one of the areas that we like to give back to all our clients, is that onboarding session, so at least they know when to start using us. We're not going to forget about them. We're always here for them.
It is superb. I can see you becoming every lettings manager's best friend. And you know, don't just take their word for it. They're booking over 1,000 jobs a week, so people are testing the service. But more importantly, it won't cost you a penny to work at to actually test it and see if it fits within your business, because you can try it without any long-term commitments, and just see how it fits in. And I think you're making that effort, aren't you, to sort of, that, as you said, with that onboarding process, almost tailor the service as much as we can to the way the agents used to work in.
Yeah, because all our clients are different. Every client has a different needs and requirements. So it's always good to understand their needs and requirements. So when they're on board, if there's anything special which we need to do on behalf of the client, the dispatch team are aware of it, I'm aware of it, and Charlotte administration is aware of it. Also, every 8 weeks, I like to sit down with my clients, just have a recap, just to see how we're performing as a business. Because if there's something that we're not doing correct, let's find out what it is so we can work in it and make it better. Because we want all our clients to have a positive experience using our services.
And you are that dedicated, you know, account manager. You have a point of contact that you'll know the whole way through. So and I think that is worth its weight in gold. I think that account management sometimes makes the difference on customer experience, doesn't it? Thank you very much, Richard and Carl. Thanks for your time today and telling us about what you do.
Thank you very much, David. You have yourself a lovely afternoon.
And
thank you.